My parents lived down this block to the right. The house has been remodeled. It's one of those houses, one of those first houses. I think it's like one of those first houses past that. It's older looking now because it's from like the late 90s. See that frame house right there? I think the house right next to it. Or maybe, it was where I was born. So this basketball court, the one I was telling you about, is in Cooley High. They're hooping, the train goes by. It's pretty nice looking.
Awesome.
And then, but my parents' first place was on that. And then just a couple blocks up, we're already almost there, is Cabrini.
Oh, nice. Candyman country.
Exactly. It's mostly gone. They even give it an annoying name, like this is New City, I think is what it's called over here. And the original Crate and Barrel was in that building. Is that, they remodeled it, but I think Crate and Barrels exist other places.
Cool. I'm trying not to get people's tags.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, just random Chicago. North in Clybourne, the Red Lines. There's a Red Line station here. It's one of the main. Red Line's the busier train, so it's always kind of been a key intersection. I think like especially like 1990, this was a very more culturally relevant intersection area. Now it's kind of like, all right, the Apple Store's here. Like New City. This is kind of where Cabrini started. Like that's, even those two towers there are kind of like, that's not Cabrini, but it was like, cheaper apartment. Well, I forget what the phrase is. Somewhat subsidized housing. I don't know if it's for elderly people or. I've never found out the whole story. But it's never brought visible crime the way. Maybe it's like a mixed living community. It might just be mixed living. All right, here we go. Coming up on it. So yeah, like I said, you're just not even gonna recognize. You wouldn't even know. Like, it would be towering over us had the old Cabrini existed. So Cooley High was somewhere in this field, like kind of the middle of the field. And they just tore down what the school, then they renamed it a bunch of things. That's the church right there from the movie.
Oh.
In the remake. So we'll cut it here. So yeah, this is the church. Back when there were towers, and I don't recall the movies perfectly enough, but that Target right there used to be a tower. And that was a Project Tower as recently as they tore that one down in 2011. So all through high school, people were living in there. My high school experience, and then these are newer built buildings. They were kind of the first wave. Some of these, especially like that one on the corner, this one here. I've always thought those were older. I know. I remember those were there probably when I was in high school.
Maybe take a photo of is it safe to get out?
Oh yeah, it's super safe to get out here. It's a fucking ghost town. There's no one living here from Cabrini. This is now a gifted grade school. This was in documentaries as being a shitty school. Now it's like reopened as a grade school. I mean, yeah, I'll do a UE and we can do the church. The only danger you got to watch out for is, I forget which one's a charter school and one's the gifted school. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the gifted school. And it used to be like the shitty, underfunded, rundown Cabrini school. The only danger, and they've been here this whole time since they tore down the place. That's the only real danger. That's what you got to watch out for. Those guys right there.
Oh, those
geese. See, they're all over. The geese love these open fields because it's, you know, see how it's an open field past the baseball field? It's just giant open field. There's a tower there. So there was a tower facing Halstead, north-south running tower. Then there was an east-west running tower. The middle kind of this field. We can go around there. But look how dead this road is. It's kind of just interesting.
Yeah.
And then, I don't even know. I'm just gonna reverse the whole way, I guess.
Sounds good. I hear you're looking for Candyman, bitch.
Yeah, we're doing.
Well, you found him. That was like my favorite quote from the movie.
We'll just do a whole
There's Candyman 1 and 2.
Yeah, so I never saw the second one, but I love the first one. I love Philip Glass music. I'll show you a few other things. Yeah, it'll be a bit of a time, but I know the church because the church is. Oh, of course, the church was still standing, so I knew they used the church a bunch in the second one because it's the only.
Oh, watch out for this big old pothole. Oh.
Right. Luckily, I know how narrow my car is. There, we can definitely get that. Unless it's on. Yeah, I mean, even as like 2015, I saw. Triple market live action.
Whoa.
Part of me thinks they might have done it where they shot it wide. There was a huge tower over there, like right where that target was a tower. And that's the tower that the movie is focusing on. But, and this was all kind of like torn, this was none of, this is all different. There used to be this super sketchy fucking, it's like so different, like it's inconceivable even to me, but there was this like super sketchy corner store that was open way late. That would have been over on, closer to Chicago. I should cut over and just, yeah, I'll drive a little different route. So then this is Seward Park, and this was kind of like, you know, the main park to play in for the people that lived in Cabrini at the time too. And this was all kind of like a borderland of down. The Seward Park would have been like the borderland. So I was thinking I was going to drive on the outside, and then that night, so like see how there's that light up there, that street, that kind of is like the edge of what Cabrini would have. Yeah, this Clybourne is a border for it, and then that next street up there.
Oh, so Cabrini was huge.
I mean, yeah, I mean like park and then like complex wise, yeah. And I mean, I don't know like what percent of the footprint this whole area would have been. Like Cabrini, probably around like 75% of all this would have been at one time. I don't think like these buildings ever fully were, but it was just so dominating of a presence. We briefly saw the row houses. You can see it peek through these buildings to the left. But it's such a dominating presence that, you know, you wouldn't say anything else. So then they built the fire station. That was one of the first things. They built the police station not long after. Again, they built those there because the target was the head tower. Now it's like, makes less sense that they're there. None of these buildings were like here like that. But they were different, like these weren't Cabrini, but these were like, they were run down, like this church was here. They were run down buildings. I'll cut over, those are the row houses though. I don't know, some people, about 5 or 6 years ago, some people were living in them. I don't know if anyone's living in them like since COVID or they finally emptied them out. I do think there's some people. Try and check. Yeah, I think the corner store was. Yeah, the corner store used to be right there in this little pocket area. I think it was even right here, this whole corner thing. And there was just such a sketchy corner store that just existed for so long. And I just always remember just being very visible crime, like open air drug dealing.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, but here are the row houses.
I think these were in the second film, I think.
Exactly, because the second film had to focus on because this is all that's really left. But see, they're all empty over there. They're all empty over here. This is my first time in my life driving down. Like right now, this is the first time in my life I've ever driven down the street.
Wow.
I've been on both ends of it, but I've never cut down the middle like this. I've never once seen this cut here. You know, like for how much I know Chicago, this is very new to me right now.
Wow.
That's kind of interesting. I mean, yeah, clearly people are living in these sections of buildings.
Yeah.
But all of these are all fenced off. No one's living over here. And granted, it's a chilly Sunday, but yeah, there's just so much less life. Because even like when I was a kid, you go down Chicago Avenue, you know, even late, even when Cabrini was coming down.
Yeah.
You'd see people out and about down. I mean, it is chilly. It's a Sunday, but still.
Man.
And then that was the headquarters for Montgomery Ward.
Oh, I remember that from the mall.
Yeah, it was a big store and then it went away. I'm just gonna turn right onto this street anyway. And then this goes all the way up. This goes directly up right next to your hostel. This goes the whole way. So I used to take the street all the time. I used to come up Chicago to go to high school, turn left, we go down this street. So I was wrong about the corner. I'll definitely know where the corner store is from this side. This building was always there and was always nice. But they remodeled it when I was in high school, I think. And then it became like Groupon's headquarters. Yeah, the corner store was somehow where this building is. They used to, yeah, where that same lot I pointed, it was exactly where the corner store was. That corner store was in that empty lot right at that corner. It was just always so wild. And then these were just like, you know, 3 flats. Every building was a 3 flat, but pretty much every building was up. I don't think this definitely wasn't here in high school. But some of these were like, I had friends who lived in like some of these, the oldest of these buildings were built in like the mid 2000s. And I had friends who moved into them, who went to my high, like anyone who would have lived in them that was in high school would have went to my high school. But yeah, like I remember like the police station opened up. I remember when it was brand new. It was like 2nd grade or something.
There's an Elm Street. There's an Elm Street. No Freddy though, but every city has an Elm Street.
Yeah, trees. But yeah, no, so you see this Target sometimes, and it's like, if you watch the Kanye West home video that takes place at the Cabrini, they filmed the Cabrini Green projects, and it's the tower there's the tower in the home video by Kanye West. It is exactly where this Target is. Their front entrance is kind of by like where their garage was, so there was a little bit of grass on both sides. But that was kind of like the last tower, and then there was one opposite on Halstead and one in the middle. But see, now it's just, you know, is it safe? This is your answer. Yeah, it's safe. It's only white women shopping at Target these days.
Yeah. There's the old church again.
Yeah.
What an experience, man.
Yeah.
It's a perfect shot right there.
Change. It's one of the most stark, and it's an undeniable. I mean, there's a lot of complexities. There's a lot of, you know, good and bad, and what happened to those people. These people were displaced. Yeah, but then there's like, but it's also now a way more safer to travel through neighborhood for any kind of person, and you know, even for the residents who are displaced. So it's just this weird thing overall. And then also Chicago's, I mean, the crime has just been displacing people for 15 years. the endless crime on the south side, people are leaving, so people are leaving. What are you gonna do? Fix it? Hopefully they do that.
Yeah. What side of Chicago are we on now?
So this has always been the north side. We've not left
Oh.
the north side. Yeah, south side would be like, this is actually the near north side. This is why Cabrini was so interesting, because it is, you know, so immediately close to downtown. So it's so gentrification had to kind of work around it, and then it's kind of even still been this, like, it hasn't, like, the fact that there's that much green space right there, like it's stayed that green and that open and undeveloped this long, has kind of blown my mind, because it is still really convenient. It's like physically the most convenient plot of land in Chicago. You know, I think there's a weird stigma, but there's for sure people in the city who have no idea that was Cabrini. I wouldn't be surprised if it was high as 10%, 20%, had no knowledge. And if it was even higher than 20%, had no knowledge that area was Cabrini Green. I mean, it only disappeared in like 2011, 2012. And it's still not fully disappeared. We just drove through several dozens people's lives.
Chicago's Union Station. Please take the time, start getting your belongings. Have to do so with my seats. Make sure you have everything you came on with. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have to take a moment to dispose of any trash that have accumulated route. Those trash cans are located on the opposite side from the restrooms, right across from those built-in luggage racks. When you arrive here at Chicago, ladies and gentlemen, please watch your step coming down those stairs. Take your time, use those handrails, and if you need any assistance, please ask the conductor. On behalf of the crew and myself, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for riding with Amtrak today. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. Stay warm as best as possible. And of course, welcome to Chicago. This is our last and final stop. We'll be arriving momentarily. Welcome. Watch your step. Have a great night.